on the Omen, a pretty interesting choice. Let's see if they can make something out of it. Of course, this early Sage Wall tries to slow things up on the pistol round, but Crazy Raccoon has a lot of firepower to break it down quick.
Yep, go ahead, just chunk right through that, get 2 position at the top of ramp. Smoke's gonna be coming out from Borkum to cut off that Heaven Vision. For now, everybody's still just playing around main. Dubstep gonna be tagged up a decent amount, can receive a heal though. Won't get nearly topped up.
Yeah, neither team overcommits on this early information that's gathered out of that wall. That wall's there for mostly just to slow down an aggressive push and to also get the information that another team is trying to break through that entrance. Sometimes you'll see it at mid, sometimes you'll see it at B garage door. It all just depends, but look at this lurk.
Yeah, they're going to be privy to this as Jesse Vash pushes up, spots out at least one. That's actually going to pull the rest of the team back through the sewer, over across towards this A site. Everybody else from the side of Team Secret's really rotated over towards B.
You've had Munchkin kind of keeping track of what's going on from mid-bottom. He didn't get much information on it. Nobody from Team Secret ever crossed through mid-vent or mid-mail, really. So there isn't much going here for Crazy Raccoon other than the fact that they've stacked up. They've kind of allowed the enemy to default around.
Dart goes into the back, doesn't necessarily spot anybody out. Oh, at the flash point, and oh, the right clicks up close and personal. Jesse Bosch going to be good for 2 before he goes down. Neth finding that kill now. Just going to be 2 left alive versus 4. Bazzi will find 1 before falling. Now just 45 HP and a drink.
You feel like you really want to get that first pistol round, get the momentum, get those 2 on the board, because every round on the attacker side, Dubstep, oh no.
Very nice little shot coming up from Dubstep. Good peek. Puts Munchkin in the dirt, and that is already a very solid start to the follow-up here for Team Secret with the anti-eco.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to make also, to follow up on what the desk was kind of hinting at with the Sova onto Batsy. I mean, if you suspect your opponent's going to have a Cypher, it's a nice way to have some counter utility to that, to open up space for Fisker, to make some of his entries, do some of those kind of things, but it's still hard to find enough value out of Sova that it isn't worth it picking up other agents like Raze or something like that.
Or, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit puzzling, but just have to see if he can get anything really done here. Push coming through. Jesse Fascist holds W, manages to find 2 before getting taken down. Nade will save them off, but I don't believe the weapon was able to be recovered at all, so it's still just going to be classics in hand here for Bazzi and Neth, who've been tagged up in a pretty nasty way. Nice little shots coming out, though. Neth will manage to take down Dubstep, making this a little bit more costly for the side of Team Secret, but it's a bit of a far cry hope.
Bad, frankly. Yeah. That's the nicest way I can put it. You're going to feel bad.
Witz is just going to be sticking through with the Sheriff. Only spent a little bit to try to get a blast pack and a boom bot out. Fisker finds a very nice opening kill on the dispenser, just getting that rush up the ramp, catches him in the head, finds the second one as Dubstep swings just a little bit too wide. Just around the corner, though, is Jesse Vash. He does have that judge in hand, waiting out around the smoke. Shifts over to the side, throws out a slow orb to try to stop up the enemy. Getting in onto the site, and Fisker off screen is going to manage to find a 3rd. There's Vash taken down. Zade finds the kill, and it's just Witz. He's got the judge, wants to try to push the envelope here, gets right in on top of Fisker, will manage to find 1. So now the flawless round is going to be off the table for the side of Crazy Raccoon. Let's see how much more damage Witz can get. Throws out the boom bot, it's going to shift his attention back towards Heaven.
You can see that there is, of course, some value to be found out of a Sova here. Half armor, so bit of a glass cannon, not quite full.
Gravity Well pulling him in as well. Dubstep's going to be hopping back to safety. Aggressive push didn't come out from Ade, so doesn't manage to find a punish. Now he's just going to be creeping forward, wants to try to clear out the garage, but I'm not sure if he's going to be prepared for this very forward angle that Dubstep is taking at the moment. There it is. Shot comes in. Astra says goodbye.
Yeah, this is nice start for Dubstep. You do still have a ramps control being taken by Munchkin here. He's been waiting. He had a camera set up in sewers for a counter lurk. Meanwhile, Fisker's gotten deep into mid-vent, so now a Heaven control very much could be in the grasp of Crazy Raccoon, but you can see Team Secret does have the camera set up. They're waiting for this. They're seeding this territory on purpose. There's a few trap wires at the front of a site on the entrance. There's going to be a wall being put up here by Jesse Vash. Now Fisker, gonna see, curious to see what he wants to do off of this. There is that rolling thunder. He's gonna dash ahead of it.
It comes across, manages to find 1 over by screens. Cloudburst covering him from the back angle, manages to stay safe for now. Just hot on his heels, manages to catch him with his rifle tucked away. Fisker now does fall, 4v3. Trying to get their way out of Heaven. They finally rotate around through the elbow, get into the back of the A site. Nice shot from Bazzi, finds Dubstep in the head. Red's going to be coming out over in screens, but Munchkin presses in, manages to claim both.
This is really nice work here by Fisker to get so deep with that rolling thunder, of course, from Neth. Gives him a great opportunity. Neth's going to find Borkum as well, trying to come in. Vitz, the last one alive. Not good. They know that A Heaven has been seeded because of that cam, and immediately the rolling thunder goes back into the screens, back into that elbow area, or the, I don't know if it's the elbow, but the back area towards defender side spawn. And that really opens up a ton of space for Crazy Raccoon to get onto the site, control the choke points back from the defender side.
Recovering it.
So far, really loving this A side of the map. Raccoon pushing out yet again. Do you see Munchkin taken down? Nice little first blade out from Dubstep, gets him in the head. He's going to be looking for a little bit more. Majority of the squad to be shifting over towards B right now to make it across in mid. Bazzi going all the way back through the spawn with the spike in hand. Ade still going to be lurking around at that ramp.
But still got Borkum there. Yeah, this B hit is looking rather dicey, Achilleos. There's too much defense here on the side of Team Secret. Nobody's pushing through mid-mail to try to open up a little crossfires, a little bit of extra space. So let's see if we can find some more blades here.
There it is, spots him.
Eyes down.
Manages to get him in 3, gets that reset, looks for another, but Bazzi says no. Cuts him down with a Vandal, but there's the blind coming through. Nate will put the Sova in the ground. Now it's going to be a 3v2. Weapon advantage still going to be there for Crazy Raccoon as Ade manages to find Dispenser on the rotate over towards the B side. Strikes him down. His Wits starting to aggress forward into this smoke. This is a very aggressive move, but they actually managed to find the kill. Neth goes down. Now it's all on Ade. 14 seconds remaining. The spike down just at the exit of the garage. The nade trying to buy some extra time. He spots one. The blast pack pushing him away.
Secret, it's a pretty easy swarm on top of them. There's those blades from Fisker up and over. Dashes right in. Off of the flash. Oh, he couldn't get it.
Doesn't manage to find anything. Not even a single bit of contact with those knives. Instead, it ends up falling down to 30 HP. Munchkin trying to lurk his way into A lobby. He's going to be struck down. Nice forward aggressive push from Wits and Dispenser. That allows him to get the Neural Theft. They spot out the remaining members of Crazy Raccoon, making their way through mail now into A, or into B Heaven rather.
All right, let's see if they can find a little bit of control. If they can take B tower, control garage, but right now, actually, Ade is wrapping back towards mid, so this might actually turn into a hit potentially if they find contact back at B stairs. I could see that happening.
They very well might decide to make that rotation. They do have a couple trapwires set up to spot that out in advance. Jesse Vosh going to find Neth, and that just makes things even more dire now for the side of Crazy Raccoon.
It's a huge lurk coming in from Dispenser right now.
Yep. Making his way around the back. Maybe he won't even be needed. We'll have to just wait and see. There you go. Ade does manage to find one.
For themselves, but that lurk by Dispenser, the very long lurk, there was too much time for him to get there, and it was able to all be shut down very effectively by Team Secret. So now guns are going to be rather lacking for Crazy Raccoon. Some ultimates available, though, so maybe they could find the Thrifty here.
Oh, Wits. Gonna use the boom bot. Instantly spots one. He'll rotate back through the ropes. It's okay. Not necessarily equipped to deal with this by myself. Dubstep in the meantime finds a lurking Munchkin yet again. It's going to be the first one taken down on the side of Crazy Raccoon. Slow creep up, moving into Heaven. Did see the wall from Jesse Vosh used right off the bat. So now they have to decide, do they want to aggress through this, or do they want to try to wait it out? They have a little bit of time left on their side, just dipping under a minute at the moment. Wall's going to be lasting a little bit longer.
There goes the paranoia. There's the paranoia there behind it. That's a lot of people. Flash.
Manages to find threes. Look at. Nope, not at all. It's looking like not much has changed since their last series.
It's frustrating because you know there's talent on this team.
Oh, for sure.
We've seen it.
Yeah, I've commentated some of these guys in different games where they're also, you know, still very talented, but. I don't know. It's not really coming together right now. We'll see if this is just going to, you know, that early afternoon rust that needs to be shaken off. Get your head into the game after getting kicked in the rear a little bit. One way to wake up. Jesse Bash, really cheesy little spot here.
Hunter's Fury is up, so let's see what Bodzi can do with it. Maybe they can get a pick or clear out something like B Heaven, try to push through onto the site potentially off of that, as they kind of are completely spread around the map right now, just trying to get information, trying to find an opening. I wouldn't mind seeing them, when Crazy Raccoon does push through mid, make sure, get into mid-vent, maybe try to get a little more information off of that, see if you can, you know, have options available if one push fails, because right now the defenses are very heavy on the B tower side.
but no, there's just going to be a tailwind, and oh boy, Fisker picked off. Jesse Bash is saying, nope, I am not having none of that. Cuts down the entry. Munchkin will manage to find Wits, though. Borkum just going to be rotating away, gets himself tucked across the left side. This time, though, doesn't know which target to pick, ends up falling, and Jesse Bash not going to be good for the kill onto Net as he tries to enter. Dubstep creeping forward, and despite the fact that Dispenser's the only one left, they still will go ahead, invest in the Earl Depth. They certainly want to make sure. It certainly is. Dubstep has been kind of getting the better at him at every twist and turn. For now, he's just going to be hanging back. Munchkin up in hand. Hasn't really decided to creep up too much. They want to lead this with the drone. And okay, they'll actually somewhat surprisingly clear the drone with the operators and making it known.
Rolling Thunder available for Neth once again. Let's see what this one's going to look like for Crazy Raccoon. Love the way they used it last time, being patient with it, not just throwing it directly blindly on the site, getting ahead, getting information, and then using it to cut off the enemy's rotations. Will that be the case here again? So we do have members of Crazy Raccoon continue to angle, looking potentially for a fault line or something towards mid. It is going to be Neth sitting on that spike right now. So far, it is just a very slow, methodical, space-gathering game right now for Crazy Raccoon. Nobody's really budging much on the side of Team Secret.
Yeah, it looks like they were looking for a fairly similar setup as we saw from Team Liquid yesterday. Nice little lurk through there. Borkum finding Ade. Good headshot, gets the punish. Now a lot of that vision now going to be taken away from the side of Crazy Raccoon as they try to execute it onto the side. Wits is looking to anchor. Finds one, blind comes out. He's going to let the paint shells go loose. Follows up with a second kills. Now going to be looking for a little bit more. Turns away from the flash point. Can't quite get it over top of Neth. Ends up falling, and suddenly we have a 2v2 with the spike being planted. Rolling Thunder can be used in the back end of this to try and deny the defuse. Actually, we'll just go ahead and open with it. Gets the push out onto one. Borkum using the TP, gets himself set up behind the map. Shot comes down from Neth. The lurk around the back. Gets him in the head. Now Munchkin has to push forward, still just holds onto the operator. Borkum pulls away from it, spots him in the shoulder, gets a couple shots off, damages him up, tags him down to 16. One more shot and that'll be the finish, and Munchkin has to play this so patiently, so perfectly. Gets the tap, gets the kill. 3 for Borkum, comes up clutch yet again. And that is going to be 6-3 with 3 more to go in the half. Be the case coming into today. We looked at this series, you're like, oh yeah, that's going to be a wild one.
Yeah, it always is with Crazy Raccoon. They definitely live up to the crazy in their name. That is 100% sure, for sure. Neth does have the Judge. Ade's got the Spectre. Otherwise, it's Sheriffs across the board for Crazy Raccoon. Dubstep, he put himself up on the rafters for now. Fisker, this is what I was talking about. Gain some space inside of ropes and from the A main side. If you could take control of both of those, a really darn good opportunity to get the site, get the plant, set yourselves up for a really nice post-plant defense. Wits, Munchkin did drop across there, and it is going to be Dispenser setting up the camera, but Fisker is going to try to play off of it.
Yeah, tries to, but Wits says nope. Shows up, pushing in from the rafter, comes up with 2 kills, and just like that, things not looking great. Scoped in, there's one off shot from Dubsteps, looking for another. As he moving up into mail, but I mean, just doesn't stand a chance. May have heard the jumps there from Munchkin, who will get a nice headshot. See what if he can get anything else out that he does have a little bit more firepower in his hands. Wits starting to move through the ropes. Munchkin, I mean, does he just pull back and try to save this? I think it might be the case.
That's exactly what I was thinking he should do. There isn't much else he can get out of this round. He's got a couple trap wires. He's got a camera. But Borkum had already pushed up off of it, very well aware of the situation here.
A little bit lower than that.
For Crazy Raccoon, I like the changes. I like the ideas. The only thing I didn't like was Ade peeking his gun around that corner a little bit too soon to give Dubstep a pretty easy first shot with that operator. Regardless, it was going to be probably pretty easy for Dub no matter what. He's very, very strong with that operator we've seen so far here.
Yeah. Does get spotted out. Goes ahead, rotates back over. Peeking down ramp. In case anybody happens to be looking over that side, but Munchkin has changed up his MO just a little bit. Then he's looking to try to make his way through the garage. I see Vash yet again, just going to be sitting on top of that wall, just on the inside of the site. A little bit of protection from the push in heaven, which Ade is going for right now. Makes any noise, just go ahead, turn around the corner. That's going to be the paranoia flying out. Fisker finds 2, though. Jesse Vash and Borkum both going to be taken down. Dubstep here on the site. Oh, somehow doesn't nail the shot. Gets a smattering of damage out. Munchkin and Neth have been tagged up, Fisker as well, but for the most part, this is looking like a very clean round from the side of Crazy Raccoon. Dispenser wants to try to turn the tides, though. Finds one as he lurks around the back. Wit's going to be...
Follow up from Neth. Get underneath the ropes.
They might be looking for this ramp fault line setup. Wall slows him up just a little bit. A couple knives going to be thrown down there by Dubstep. Tag out onto Fisker, but for the most part, he's going to be just fine.
It's just pretty calm right now, actually, despite a little bit of early chaos. Cyber Cage is going to be thrown down here by Munchkin to see if they can push through to A ramps or at least get in the cubby. And they do get there, but there hasn't been much else gained. They got to be so careful with Dubstep lurking here in screens. Here. If he hits one blade, it can really start to turn the tide of things so quickly. I mean, Split is such a tough map on the attacker side in general. When you have a guy like Dubstep waiting at those long angles with those blade storms. Let's see what they can find with this recon dart.
Dart goes out. It's trying to check heavy. See too much. Dubstep turning the corner. Peeks from screen. Finds Munchkin. Strikes him down. 3 ults still available here for the side of Crazy Raccoon. Can they utilize them? That's going to be the Rolling Thunder coming through. Now the Hunter's Fury finally going to be used. We'll see if Bazzi can come up with anything. Into the back here at elbow is Fisker. Looking for one. Doesn't find too much of anything, but Dubstep actually collapses in on top of him. Manages to win out in that exchange. Vandal now going to be recovered. Borkum and Dubstep both alive versus Bazzi and Ade. Ade down to 33 HP. Spike. Just sitting over in this corner. Dubstep's going to put it on the floor, though. Finds the eliminations, looking for just a little bit more. Bazzi charging forwards, looking for the elimination.
Flinging them out. Whenever you have it, just screw it. Just go for it. Because it's really hard to find value out of them on this map without some really cheeky setups.
It does feel like the Sova would at least lend itself to be a little bit better on the defender side comparatively.
Sure.
But, well, they still lose one. Not Bazzi's fault, though. That's Fisker getting a little overzealous and some nice shooting from the side of Team Secret. Got a nice little first blood. Bazzi potentially thinking about peeking out of the top of ramp. Obviously doesn't have a drone. Just going to be going for the Ghost double shock setup. Cam goes out. Neth knows there's one right around the corner. Sends out a couple shots. Bazzi going to be taken down at the top of the ramp. And that is enough for Team Secret to feel satisfied. They say, okay, let's go ahead, rotate back through.
It's a pretty good opportunity, actually, in a way, for Crazy Raccoon to turn this odd man situation around. I mean, Neth is really beat up, but he's going to be locking down A. You have all of the right defenders' utility here. Adi and Munchkin are both on this B side. Wall going to go up. Should be a relatively... Oh, nope. He's going to get aggressive on this. Munchkin sees him through the smoke, gets one.
Trapwire, yet sets him up with a vision, manages to find Wit. However, Spike's still going to be getting planted here. Dubstep just holding it down. The push comes in, but Dispenser has a perfectly timed peek from back sight. Catches Ade right in the side of the skull. And with 28 HP, I think it might be done. Almost half expected to see a 4-spot here from them, but actually not going to be the case. Dispenser, having picked up 4 kills, says, yeah, I think I could afford a Vandal.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, and full armor to boot.
Yeah. Jesse Bash going for the Phantom in half.
Not going to have any cyber cages, though. That's kind of the one interesting thing here for Dispenser. So it's going to come a lot down to, of course, individual mechanics on this one, which, you know, from what we've seen so far, and in the situation that Crazy Raccoon is monetarily as well, they're not going to be sporting much in the way of weaponry. So I think that's a pretty good trade-off there for Dispenser. I think that's a really clever little buy.
Just going to be cutting back across. They've got 2 people positioned in mid, getting ready to cut through ropes. A site completely unoccupied. It's a heavy stack here from Crazy Raccoon, hoping and praying that they're going to come spilling out onto the B side, but I think that they are about to have a pretty rude awakening somewhat shortly here. It's just a matter of time before that spike will get planted.
I mean, they can't hear any of this. They can't see any of it. Literally nothing.
This all looks so silly.
Witz is going to go back on this one and be like, wow, I wasted that blast pack for nothing.
Wasted 2 of them.
Yeah.
But they thought, hey, they got to be on the site, right?
Somebody's got to be. You would expect, like, Neth or somebody to be lurking down here. Munchkin is usually who's going to be down, like, just trying to rat behind screens in a site or something.
Well, goodbye. There's one. There's another one getting ready to move through mail. We'll see if Bazzi can try to out-trade him. Fisker with a nice headshot will take out Dubstep, but which is good to clean up, too. Paint Shell's going to be bounced. Yeah. Sometimes simple is best. Just not, you know, in that round.
Well, yeah.
That was definitely not the best.
Sometimes.
Absolutely tragic is what it was. All right, little jiggle out there from Munchkin. Says, yep, I see a fair few people getting ready to push the site. Trapwire going to be broken. Wits, again, just blast packing himself into the back. He might have even slowed up a little bit. Let's get spotted. Bazzi, handle in hand, will find a nice headshot onto Dubstep. Taking one down. Aftershock to further delay the plant. Spots Wits, but the spray comes in from the Spectre, and even at that range, Wits will get the better of him. Smash is lurking around inside of the Nebula right now. Has to bring the spike in onto the side. Gravity Well comes in, tries to pull them together, but as Fisker goes for the push, he's just going to fall. 8 HP remaining for Neth. Munchkin going to be clipped in the skull as Dispenser finds yet another one. Neural Theft nearly online for him. Not that he's going to need it in this round. Just Ade trying to do anything here.
Spike planted.
Any extra kills they could get, well, it's helpful. The likelihood of them getting 4 in this round to try to turn the tide of it doesn't seem very good.
This is going to be unbelievably difficult with 8 health. I mean, he might get this one around the corner, not even going to find that. Wits is ready. If they really feel like they're, I think, confident that this is going to be Team Secret, at least initially trying to go for an A hit, and they're right, so they've got that part right. But I'd like to see some kind of mid-control or mid-presence from either of these teams. Right now, it's just been all on the edges.
Slow and steady right now. Nebula thrown down. Neth holding onto the fault line, ready to pull the trigger and try to set up Fisker here.
It's paranoia.
Oh, they spot one. Astra right there at the top of the ramp. Daze is going to be coming in. The push comes out from Ade. Neth turns the corner with the Phantom in hand. Manages to find 2. Ade cleans up another 2. And suddenly, it's just Borkum left alive. Full HP and armor. With the Phantom in hand versus 2 Sheriffs. Bazzi and Munchkin, the Korean duo here from Crazy Raccoon. Can they get it done? Can they clutch this out? Or does Borkum put Team Secret one step closer to closing out Split?
Well, he's got a good gun for it, but the Sheriff's and he isn't looking in the right direction. Munchkin catches him in the side of the head, and that's going to be Crazy Raccoon. For everything that I thought that this round could have been after that paranoia came out and it landed right down the middle, hit 2 members.
They always win the round after that.
It builds up like ultimates.
Do we have 8 more timeouts?
You can get a timeout if you get 6 kills.
Oh, perfect. Forward camera. Spots out Wits. That's actually the Rolling Thunder crashing through. They're looking, trying to take him down. Dubstep, however, is ready. Watches the garage with that operator. It's the kill onto Fisker. Bit too overzealous, didn't have enough backup. Rolling Thunder just not enough to give them clearance.
I'm a little bit confused about this one. The Rolling Thunder in the garage, I mean, they sort of predicted it right. It's just, I don't think they quite took into account that there was going to be an operator in Dubstep's hands already, and it shuts it down pretty easily. The follow-up there, it's a great exit for Team Secret. They're able to get out of that relatively unscathed. Only Jesse Vash takes any damage off of that. And back over to Neth on back B, waiting to see if there's anything that comes out here. There is going to be the Astra Star to give him a little bit of cover potentially as well.
Wall goes up. Wits leading the charge, needs to try to clear the back side. As he actually going to be taken down. Good kill from Dispenser. Cuts around, there's the Neural Theft. Wits just going to be spraying away with the Phantom. Finds the kill now, Munchkin.
Player standing.
Eliminated as well. Stuck there in hell. Ocean, I love it.
Team Secret is just like...
This is a day at the office.
Yeah, man.
You got the TPS reports? Cool, thanks, man.
Oh, good, yeah. You gonna be at the meeting at 3? All right.
Has anyone seen my stapler?
Cover going out.
Please don't burn the building down.
Our audience might be a little too young for office-based references.
That's some real boomer stuff there.
Well, speaking of boomed, Crazy Raccoon right now. We're going to get boomed out of this first map. Team Secret just need 1 more.
Here.
It'd have to be 7 consecutive rounds from Crazy Raccoon to take us into overtime. So I think right now, mentally, if you're Crazy Raccoon, you're probably just looking forward to the next map. Try to shake this one off.
I don't know if you are. This is a really good Haven team in Team Secret. So
I mean, looking forward to it like with anticipation, but you know, like into the future, thinking about how you're going to play that one out.
There's no defense here on the A side, really. I mean, in terms of utility for Crazy Raccoon, you have Neth, of course, with the breach stuff, but there's no planted utility. I guess I'll call it that. All of it's up in B, so right away, Smoke's going to come through.
Dark on spot 1. Bazzi waiting to start sending some darts out. Starting to shift around. Seems like it's just going to be a solo entry into heaven from Dubstep. He's got Borkum there to back him up, I suppose. Blast packs come in, and Munchkin's on the right side of the wall, but only manages to find 1 kill. Ade now going to be taken down. Wits finds that elimination. Two around by Alley, and look at this. Yep, Borkum, he's got the plant set up over at A. Nice little TP from him. Cheeky stop from Team Secret as they look to put an end to this first map. Push comes in, gets a couple shots in onto Fisker, takes him down to 17 HP. Jumps back across, stays saved, actually finds Dubstep. Witz goes down suddenly. This looks a little bit more winnable here. Dispenser's going to be setting up the cam. Shifts over. Wants to look into heaven, but it's going to be a double approach from the side of screens. They have to be ready to clear this close angle from Borkum. Dark spots one. There's the finish. Bazzi manages to turn around, gets a headshot, but he's running low on time. And